In the world of boxing, mental warfare is just as crucial as physical strength. But did Chris Eubank Jr. take things too far? During a tense press conference meant to promote their highly anticipated April 26th fight, Eubank Jr. stunned the audience by smashing an egg on Conor Benn's face. The unexpected stunt sent shockwaves through the boxing world, with fans split between laughter and outrage. While Ben maintained his composure, his promoter, Hearn, was anything but amused. Furious over what he called a misfits-style antic, Hearn accused Eubank Jr.'s entire camp of planning the incident in advance, suggesting it was a calculated move to rattle Ben. With tensions already running high due to the long-standing rivalry between the Ben and Eubank families, this act of humiliation has only intensified the bad blood between the two fighters. Now the question lingers, was this a strategic mind game by Eubank Jr. to get inside Ben's head, or was it simply an act of pure disrespect? As the fight date approaches, the atmosphere is becoming more volatile, with both fighters now expected to be kept apart during future promotional events to avoid any further chaos. Hearn has made it clear that he won't tolerate any more antics that could jeopardize the integrity of the fight, especially with such a high-stakes bout on the line. However, this incident has already set the tone for what promises to be an explosive showdown. Will Ben channel his anger into a ruthless performance in the ring, or has Eubank Jr. gained the ultimate psychological edge? One thing is certain, this fight is no longer just about titles or legacies. It's personal now, and when these two step into the ring, there will be no holding back. Hearn remains frustrated and angry about the incident, where Chris Eubank Jr. threw an egg at Conor Ben during their recent press conference. He has not let go of the situation and strongly believes that Eubank Jr.'s team was aware of the stunt before it happened. To Hearn, this wasn't just a random act, but rather a planned publicity move, similar to what is often seen in Misfits Boxing, a promotion known for its wild antics and staged theatrics. While some may argue that the incident added hype to the fight, Hearn sees it as an unnecessary and unprofessional move. He feels it was done purely for attention, rather than to promote the fight in a legitimate way. His frustration is clear, as he continues to express his disappointment over what he considers to be a disrespectful and immature act. Despite the shocking moment, Conor Ben remained composed and did not let the incident affect him. Instead of retaliating or engaging in any heated exchanges, he chose to move forward and focus on the bigger picture. His upcoming fight against Eubank Jr. on April 26th at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Ben's main priority is his training and preparation for the highly anticipated showdown, and he doesn't want to be distracted. However, the tension between both fighters has undoubtedly increased, and fans are now even more eager to see them settle their differences in the ring. The egging incident may have been intended as a joke, but it has only fueled the rivalry further, making their upcoming bout even more intense. Hearn, wanting to ensure that things don't escalate further, has announced that strict security protocols will be in place for the upcoming press conference on Thursday. He confirmed that both fighters will be kept apart to avoid any physical confrontations before the fight. Hearn understands that Ben might feel the urge to retaliate after what happened, and the last thing anyone wants is an unnecessary brawl that could lead to injuries. While the altercation may have been good for publicity, it is crucial to maintain professionalism and ensure that the fight itself remains the main focus. Keeping the fighters separated is a smart move to prevent any further incidents that could jeopardize the event or lead to unnecessary complications. Recalling the moment of the egging, Hearn admitted that it took him by surprise. At first, he didn't even realize it was an egg until he saw the yolk dripping down Ben's face. The sound of the impact made it seem like something else had been thrown, making the situation even more shocking. He believes this wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment decision by Eubank Jr., but rather a pre-planned act meant to humiliate Ben and stir up controversy. To Hearn, the fact that Eubank Jr.'s entire team likely knew about it in advance only adds to his frustration. He sees it as an unfair and childish move that has no place in professional boxing. Beyond the incident, Hearn also commented on Chris Eubank Jr.'s personality and the way he operates in the boxing world. He described Eubank Jr. as someone who has always had a me-against-the-world mentality, refusing to work closely with promoters or be part of a traditional boxing setup. Eubank Jr. has always insisted on doing things his own way, often rejecting partnerships and preferring to take full control of his career. This attitude, according to Hearn, makes him unpredictable and difficult to manage. It also explains why he would pull a stunt like the egging, as he thrives on controversy and enjoys playing the role of a lone wolf in the boxing industry. With all the drama surrounding the fight, there is no doubt that tensions are at an all-time high. The rivalry between Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. has now gone beyond just competition. It has become personal. While the egging incident may have been met as a lighthearted stunt, it has only intensified the animosity between them. Both fighters are now more motivated than ever to prove themselves in the ring. As fight night approaches, fans can expect an explosive showdown between two fighters who have a deep-rooted desire to defeat one another. The countdown to April 26th is on, and with the added fuel from this controversy, the fight is shaping up to be one of the most exciting boxing events of the year. The egging incident has also sparked widespread discussion among boxing fans and analysts, with many debating whether it was a harmless prank or a sign of deeper disrespect between the two fighters. Some see it as an attempt by Chris Eubank Jr. to get inside Conor Benn's head, trying to throw him off mentally before the big fight. Mind games are a common tactic in boxing, where fighters often use psychological warfare to gain an edge over their opponents. However, others argue that this move crossed the line and was unprofessional for a fight of this magnitude. Benn, known for his disciplined and focused approach, has refused to let the incident rattle him, but the tension between the two fighters is undeniable. At the same time, the situation has added another layer of intrigue to the already heated rivalry. The Benn and Eubank families have a long history in boxing, dating back to the legendary clashes between their fathers, Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank Sr. Their bouts in the 1990s were some of the most intense and memorable fights in British boxing history, and the rivalry has now been passed down to the next generation. This family feud has made the upcoming fight between Benn and Eubank Jr. even more meaningful, as both men are not just fighting for titles, but also for legacy and pride. With emotions running high, the fight is expected to be explosive from the opening bell. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn remains focused on ensuring the fight stays on track without further incidents. He has emphasized the importance of keeping things professional and making sure both